Flip it.
What? Game Flip?
Yeah, Game Flip. Proudly endorsed by SK Gaming. Game Flip is the marketplace where 3 million gamers buy and sell items from thousands of games, including CSGO.
Much better. Looking good.
Join our ESL Pro League giveaway.
Be a boss. Buy and sell on Game Flip.
Go toe-to-toe with him now. We talked about flashiness. Can use the flash here. He does it again.
Again, you see, genuine attempts from Dignitas to try to take control over Banana and so on. They do it with 3 members. That should, in normal cases, be enough. But instead, they just kind of run into the bit of a a bat, a fallen at bat who's ready to hit home runs, and he's just doing it over and over again. And when he kind of falls off, then Stewie's coming in to pick up where the pieces fell. So it doesn't really matter what kind of plan you have for Dignitas if you can't win a single duel, even when you're going up 2v1 or you're given multiple opportunities, and that's just what happened. I mean, you can throw the strategical aspect of the game out of the window because in the end, it's just outclassing from SK from an individual point of view.
Outskilled.
Yeah,
outskilled.
Yeah, and that's kind of the story that you can expect, right? This team is fresh into the Pro League, coming from the Mountain Dew League, of course. The quickest way to the Pro League, in case you didn't know that. Now you know. But
battle.
You like that? Yeah. So, but when we think about this lineup, they've got a long road ahead of them. And fighting to stay alive in Pro League should be their top priority right now.
It is the top priority, and I think we at this point can assume and probably also determine it has failed. Dignitas haven't won a game yet, and I'm sorry.
There's still a chance.
There's still a chance, obviously, and they have faced some strong opponents, but that's the land of the landscape. Playing in ESL Pro League, you're playing against top professional players who are getting paid a lot of dollars to play this game, live this game, and breathe this game. And Dignitas should be striving towards that, obviously, but sometimes you just gotta admit that you're not ready for it yet. I'm not saying that any of these players don't have a future within professional Counter-Strike or anything like that, but it may take half a year or a year more, to mature and to grow that experience and get up to the level of the Stewie 2Ks and the Fallens, maybe not even up to the level, but at least getting closer and narrowing the gap so they can actually go toe-to-toe against those guys. For now, though, like Dignitas, it's just like we can just,
it feels like a placeholder. It's mean to say, but it kind of does feel that way.
Definitely a placeholder, but then again, like if you look at a team like Splice, I feel there's a difference between having Splice in the league and having Dignitas, where I feel Dignitas comes in with the mindset that we have young guys, we want to grow them, we want to get them some experience and want to try this Pro League thing and may go down to MDL again, but we're going to keep continuing this project. Whereas if you're Splice, you've been here for so long and you've been doing absolutely nothing for so long, so that's a different mentality.
So here's the word: is Jacob Pimp Vinicky, everyone. You can go ahead and follow him on your favorite social media. Let him know exactly what you think about what he just said, because he might not be wrong for all intents and purposes.
One thing that does worry me, though, is the fact that we have seen a roster change with Dignitas. And you talked about how Splice have been recycling the old players in and out. We saw Exotic at least.
Recycling a Splice player, so.
Exactly. That's not the right direction to go in if you're Dignitas.
You don't want to take the trash from a team like Splice and put it into Dignitas. That's the way to put it.
I kind of just wanted to see Dignitas finish out the season, regardless if they go, 0 and whatever. As long as they would have kept the I guess the OG lineup in that sense, with Exceed and so on.
And stuck with it.
I guess, talents that you can build off of. Everyone would have had that experience to bring back when they eventually get relegated to MDL. Likelihood of them coming back up again next season, pretty high, I'd say.
Well,
so at that point, what do you actually stand to benefit long term from bringing in A to Z or Roka? That's what I don't see. I don't see like the long term goal here.
I think in the short term, they should probably focus on the next map, and that's going to be DE_cash. That's right. That's where SK and Dignitas will be squaring off, and with that, of course, still a tall order. I don't think it changes anything, but Pimp, I'm convinced that you and you only can make me a believer of Dignitas in this moment in time. I have full-fledged faith in you.
So you're giving me the task to convince you that Dignitas is going to win cash.
But you got 30 seconds.
And I got 30 things.
Yeah. No, a little bit longer.
Okay,
regardless, play the game.
I mean, there's a chance, because it's Counter-Strike, and as long as there's 16 rounds to be won, then there's a chance. We did see Dignitas last week play against Cloud9 on cash, and they were about to win that game. They should have won that game. It was based off the performance of Grim having probably the best game he ever had in his entire professional career. So expecting that to happen again, obviously not. But they did show some great signs. They did show to be actually a little bit organized. Roka showed to show up, and actually having an impact on the game. He come from Splice where he didn't have too big of a success. Picking up the AWP now as a secondary AWP on Dignitas and actually having an impact must be good for him. That's the only thing I can give you. They were close to taking a point against Cloud9, which is a team that we expect to finish in top 6 and go to Dallas, the major champion winning team. We mentioned that a few times, or 100 maybe on this disc by now. So bringing them to a 16-14 game is an accomplishment. The problem for Dignitas in this regard is that it didn't give them any points, and to an extent, it doesn't really matter whether they get a win against SK or win against Cloud9 at this point, because it's pretty much too late already. So this is all about gaining some experience, getting at least a feeling that you're able to at least progress, and get better by the season extends, and then maybe go down in MDL, fight your way back, and then come in a season or two and show that you're capable of turning it around and be a really like a Cinderella story in that sense. But I'm not gonna say that Dignitas is gonna win cash, but More than 4 rounds is definitely possible.
I mean, more than 4 rounds, definitely possible. I don't think they're going to actually need Grim to drop, 40 frags to
Like on
make that
Mirage
happen.
last week. Insanity for Grim.
Yeah. And I guess one thing, we had Grim, having that insane game initially, and fell off completely hard for the next game. If they can swap that around, obviously having a rough first game, if you can, have a ball now, that would be the dream for Dignitas.
Having a ball now is very important, as well as bringing in our commentary duo. But I do have just one question for Harry. As I look right into the camera, I'm actually looking right at you, Harry. And my question is, did you bring your mouthwash to work today? Because you just ate your words.
Well, I mean, I said 1-1, and there's still another map trace.
It's donezo.
Maybe jumping the gun on that one.
Did that one land as well as you wanted it to?
I've landed worse. So that's, honestly, that one wasn't nearly as bad as I expected it to be.
All right, perfect. Yeah, you do kind of have to take Dignitas on this one, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Exuding confidence in your pick.
Yeah, well, I have faith. Even if Pimp doesn't, that's
What are you
always
doing to
something-
yourself, Harry?
That's always something they can bear in mind, right, when they look at who they want to perhaps sign on in the future.
Oh, okay.
Well, with that being said, go ahead and take it away, fellas. Time to GTFO.
Yes, it is time to do that. SK versus Dignitas. Very one-sided in the opening map. 16-4 victory for SK, and there was really nothing to be too happy about if you were one of the people out there who predicted Dignitas to win. So, coming into cash, you would say maybe there's a chance here this is a map that can lend itself. You don't have to be as strategically adept. You can rely a little bit more on individual skill, which certainly is going to help Dignitas. We saw the playbook on Inferno wasn't exactly the deepest we've ever seen, but then you get on the roster of this SK side and you're just like, oh Jesus, they have far more skill than Dignitas could ever hope to have. So they're going to need that kind of individual game out of Grim if they want to force an upset here. We'll see if they can manage it. Pistol round in the opening half. The opening pistol round going live now. Let's see how many B rushes we get out of Dignitas.
Well, they're going to be adding a here early on, actually, hilariously enough. They look to continue to live up to their name in that regard. Now, important to remember, this was the map they got 14 rounds on versus Cloud9, which, isn't a win, but it's a win in their book.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it was pretty awful. They had a massive lead versus Cloud9 on that as well, and then they managed to lose it. So maybe not the best, but this is certainly a better map for Dignitas. I think that's why when the odds came up, I was very surprised. It's like 6-1.1 in favor of SK, obviously, but those aren't the craziest odds. We've seen higher for like Luminosity versus Ghost games. So clearly people aren't still feeling that sold on this SK gaming, just yet, at least on what we've seen.
No, they looked very shaky to start with, and actually Fallen's going to have an idea this is going to be a B split. He's got to get over there quick, but the smoke is going to be in his way, and the flame's going to force coldzera out. He's got a headshot. He's got to build upon that. They are wrapping on him into the bomb site behind the fire. There goes Grim, tapped away by coldzera. 2 kills for him. That's huge. His teammate Fallen, though, has been brought down to 6 HP, so he can't really be involved too much. He's going to have to stay back, which is scary because he's also got the kit. So maybe instead he leads the charge, leads the way in for his one teammate that here. That's going to be Stewie, and it's all down to this flank. Good headshot from Fur. Stewie's brought low as well. The 2 players coming from CT spawn have no HP to play with. Voltage trying to manage it nicely, but he can't do it. All down to Roka inside the bomb site. The post plants for Dignitas were not that strong, and Roka's still trying to take these battles at range. It's taking too long, though, and he's certainly going to go down. Fallen's going to get on that with the kit. It's going to be pistol to SK.
Yeah, good start for the Brazilian-American squad. I can never get used to that. I even said that last week. Still feels weird, but I'm happy. That's how it's ended up. But yeah, this was nice from coldzera. 2 nice kills from him, warming up early on here on the CT side. I think Dignitas, they really needed that. I feel like you kind of need to be getting off to a good start. The pistol round is massive if you are the underdog team, especially if then you can win out the 2 anti-ecos on the other side of it. Of course, Dignitas actually on Inferno, they're able to win the pistol and then lost them, which is why I bring up the importance. But of course, we saw them get 4 rounds, I think, on that previous map. And of course, if you get the pistol, that's just 3 off the bat. You're feeling good. You're feeling fancy.
Well, it's not 3 off the bat because
It's not,
Dignitas
yeah.
won one and then lost the second.
But it should
round.
be 3 off the bat if you don't get wrecked.
If all goes according to plan. Well, we do have a interesting the tactical purchase from Dignitas. The 1 AK-47 dropped over to Mitch, who's boosted up, which is scary. If he drops the AK up there, it's going to be tough to recover, and there's an opening kill. So coldzera being caught off guard by the AK-47 on the board. And SK at a disadvantage in manpower. Mid control as well, also going over to Dignitas, so this starts going to get more and more sketchy. Grimm's backing off, good call. Pop flash into A main for Fur to clear it out. Fallen to rotate, and he went for a save himself, so he's going for that ult, but because of that, he's only got a pistol in this round. And again, a lot of it is going to fall into the Soul B defender. Stewie is here with an M4 inside the bomb site. Needs to find kills. That's the AK-47. Should be able to manage from here. Spray control is perfect. Pistols out. And his teammates are here to help him. And now he's just baiting A2Z into the choke point. He's going to be rewarded with a 4th kill of the round. So a 2nd for SK.
Yeah, and, well, this was very, very nice from Stewie to find these 4 kills and not allow that bomb to go down. That was the goal for Dignitas there. I do like, though, that decision to go for the tactical buy. You know, they're a little bit limited in this round. But for me, it's more the statement that it makes, Dignitas not playing scared. You know, they're still playing their game. They're going for a bit of a ballsy move to try and catch SK off guard. Didn't work out for them, though. Stewie has himself an MP9 over here in checkers. He's in the B-bomb set all in his lonesome, but Fallen's going to start to pull on round to join him. And, well, Dignitas is taking this round slowly. They've got a man over towards B, waiting to see if any aggression comes out. And now it looks like maybe they're going to turn their attention on towards mid, but Fur has beat them to it. How on earth did he get here? Was it the...
I was going to say, you want to talk about not being afraid.
Yeah.
Fur just pushes right up, but actually all the kills go the way of Dignitas after that opening frag. Good return from Fallen. Now coldzera's got to respond, and how many times have we seen him do that for SK? Roka's in the door. I think Roka even spotted him, and yeah, it's a good fight to take. Especially if Roka goes down there. He's got his teammate coming out of A main and Fallen in a 1 versus 3. The smoke is not great. There's the planter, and actually he would have liked for that flashbang to have blinded Roka, but it doesn't quite happen, and the op goes over to Dignitas. Even with the tactical purchase in the 2nd round, Dignitas is still able to have a strong buy moving forward. And I think SK... I was going to say I think they're going to do a half investment, but they go for the whole thing. They go for it all. M4 on Fur, FAMAS on bolts. The rest of it is pistols and an SMG.
Yeah, and early on, 3 players towards this B-bomb site, relying on voltage, finding something. Now Stewie once again going aggressive with the MP9. I do love Stewie for picking it up. He's going to be holding as coldzera inside of the B-bomb site. Going to go to smoke it off so he can go peek on over the top. coldzera gets Molotoved off the headshot angle. He's actually sent back in a CT. If they find Stewie now, 1 smoke, and coldzera has to go pushing on through back to reclaim that site before he can hold it down. But it looks like they're going to start to back away.
Again, mid-control, though, over to Dignitas. Mitch is already out underneath the vents. He can lurk, or he can attack up highway with the team when the hit comes in. Fur's boosted over at A. Bolts and Fallen there as well, so a lot of danger at this side of the map. It looks like that is where Dignitas is going to end up. Flashbang in towards checkers. Stewie considering the possibility. One Molotov out. Stewie's going to get pegged by it. Here comes the hit. Fur hasn't even attacked yet, and there it is. Fallen with the opening kill with the CZ, and Fur with 2 from up top. And there goes Voltage. The hit gains them nothing. They don't even make any progress. They don't even get close to planting the bomb. It's all down to Mitch. 1 versus 4. Eats a nade for his troubles, and he's going to go down. Fallen with the triple kill. Starts with the CZ, ends with the AK.
Yeah, SK have stolen around straight back. They've reset the economy of Dignitas, and they look primed to find themselves a 4th round here. Now, I'm hoping that we can see Dignitas with a similar run to what we saw versus Cloud9. At least make this game competitive for us. At least for the good of my prediction.
That's not happening, Harry.
See, look, so the way that I think it works is like, have you ever seen it where like I don't know, there's like, oh, it's a magic octopus and it like pulls the numbers out for like the lottery. If you like South Park did an episode on it with the walruses.
Yes, I've seen it.
I'm like CS:GO's Magic Walrus when it comes to the predictions. I just pick them, Jason, and it comes true. You know, what can I say?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure why you're sounding proud of her being a magic walrus, but we'll give it to you. That you have something.
I mean, just think of like Barry White.
Listen,
he was
Harry,
the Walrus of Love. That was his nickname.
Once the words magic walrus come out, you've pretty much lost the battle.
Oh well, you know, I like to remain optimistic, Jason, and I'm brandishing that title with satisfaction. SK might find a 4th round, but let me tell you, it's all turning around sometime soon. Dignitas, they've got rifles, scouts out for voltage, Fallen's on the AWP. Oh my god, look at this over in mid. This is not what you want to be if you're Dignitas. Voltage only has a scout. This is like a lamb to the slaughter. He goes up. Fur's gonna go out and find him.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Not aware that he was exposed to the angle beneath him. That's Fur with an easy kill. No flashbangs for Dignitas for the rest of this round. Just 4 smokes and 2 Molotovs. Bit of a nightmare scenario. Keeping things slow, and SK so far has picked it apart. Deep smoke is going to make A2Z feel a little nervous. Going to back away just a little bit. Still great amount of mid control for SK. One player in vents to help out at B as well. coldzera at sandbags and Fur on highway. One player anchoring each bomb site, so it's going to be a very mobile defense from SK. A2Z going to try and open things up, and that's just not going to happen. All that's left is for this last remaining hit towards the A bomb site. Bolt spots one out. Gonna hold on to the site, gonna give it up even, waiting for a flashbang come in, gets his 1 kill, and now he can play it more passively. Fur knows Mitch is over towards quad along the fence, can't hit the shot and just gives up the fight. Meanwhile, Bolts has them trapped inside. There's nowhere for Dignitas to go, and they are just getting slaughtered at every angle. coldzera closes it out. It's gonna be a 5th and a defuse for SK.
Here's a fun little droplet of information for you.
Okay.
Remember that night when SK first night, like debuting Stewie in the team, and they had like that 1-5 run where they only won 1 game, they lost the other 5 to, it was like Splice, Cloud9, NRG, I think were the 3 teams that they lost to.
Okay.
Since then, they haven't lost a single map online. It's only been wins from that point onwards. So they are definitely making strides in improvement.
Now here's a question. If you had looked that up before you made a prediction for Dignitas, would you have still gone for the 1-1 evening?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are mentally ill. Now
Well,
that
yeah,
we've
but like for
established
different
that,
reasons, yeah, sure. Like I'll subscribe to that too. Oh, this round's awful. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's just A2Z left. Of course, it was just an eco. He's able to get 1. You know, can't shake a stick at that. Fur's going to go out and trade. I do feel obliged to say, if you've listened to the Magic Walrus, I will not be deemed responsible for any decisions that you make. I think that's in the T&Cs of all of those, you know, like Magic Animal Services. I don't know. I've never visited the webpage, but I'm sure that's how it works.
not sure why you're still pulling on this thread, Harry.
I don't know either, Jason. You know, it's just it's the coffee talking at this point.
Well, fast towards mid. Stewie's already over towards sandbags. They haven't burned him out just yet, and he's the only one here. Fur's got position, and Stewie's still finding frags. Swings out wide to take the fight. Even Mitch kind of pinned down to the corner as the flames spread, and Bolts is hoping for this peek. And oh, and he just decided to give up the angle right when it came in. That would have been as free as a kill as you could get with Grim at 20 HP. Hard fought mid control for Dignitas. What can they do with it? 3 players here. The bomb is all on its own, which is kind of a scary prospect. That's on voltage with the AWP. Fallen gonna go searching for some information. Spots out 1 and he recovers. A2Z brings him down low and right through the corner of the choke point. That's a beautiful shot. Felt like he was gonna go down at any second, and coldzera biding his time. Back of checkers. They used all their Molotovs to get control of mid. They have nothing for coldzera, and they haven't even gained any ground despite taking losses. They're going to work their way up highway. Bomb, again, still on its own. Fallen's got to be careful how he approaches this, though. They're all along that right wall. He's going to take the angle. They're going to walk right into his crosshair. One more for him, and Fur knows exactly what's coming. Mitch going to go against the bricks, and here comes Voltage. Sound cues are perfect for Fur. He gets one, goes for the follow-up. Now Mitch has got to swing out very wide, and Fur in the open with the duel. Makes it look easy. 7-1.
Yeah, Dignitas, they could scrape together a buy now, or they partial buy down to 2,000 and then go for a proper one in the next. And they're going to do neither of those two options. They brought up a few Eagles into this one. That's going to give them a very good buy into round number 10 at least. They head over here towards A. Fur is close to the forklift. It has bolts inside the site to try and bolster the defense. Fallen's already picked up Roka.
These are not duels that you're going to win, like the Deagle up top against Fallen with the AWP. It's just not going to happen.
Well, I think Dignitas are in quite a unique spot, right, where it's like they have nothing to gain, they have nothing to lose. Because I don't think there's any way for them to get out of the relegation slot anyway now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But obviously at this point, you're not necessarily playing to make playoffs or anything in this season. What you're doing is you're kind of playing and preparing yourself for the best of 3. That is going to be to stay in Pro League, right? Because no one gets automatically relegated. It's going to be a series that they'll have to play. And you want to be prepared for that match against whoever comes up from MDL. So you still need to be putting the work in. It's being able to find the motivation to do just that. Bolts at 13-3, Fallen at 12-4. Fallen's having quite a 2 maps here. He was great on Inferno with the M4. Now he's being great on Cash with the AWP. And there just seems to be no real setup, no real structure, no plan for Voltage, the op counterpart on Dignitas to have any kind of success. Look at Bolts, just walking into A main, going to spam Voltage down to 27, misses the timing on the peak. If that nade had landed into the choke point, probably would have been a kill to Molotov. Gonna force Voltage away, and again, just not really a whole lot of progress anywhere for Dignitas. They do have a player on the boost who got out mid and cleared the corners, but he's not actually taking it. There's a smoke from Mitch towards that main choke point. Molotov again in A main is going to delay. Bolts is boosted up this time. Fur got a double kill when he was here. The last A execute. It feels like Dignitas just doesn't really have the manpower to actually clear it out. Even if they choose to. Nade's going to come. Bolts will look into the wall and dodge the flashbangs. Molotov's coming. Here's Bolts' first kill. Grim actually pre-fires it. He spins. He looked the other way and just spun around very quickly. But meanwhile, Fur is here with a triple kill of his own, just coming in, getting involved before they can secure the bomb site. 9-1.
Yeah, Dignitas, well, kind of running out of hopes. They've still got dreams, though. And they may be able to buy down here if they'd like, once again, in a situation where they could justifiably buy, or just go for the partial. And they get a partial buy up. They're showing a very reserved usage of the economy, which I do like. You know, even though you're down 9-1, you're not just force buying every round. You're still trying to keep in the right headspace. But they're over here towards B. At least a couple of players are. Bomb currently resides back towards Squeaky along with Roka. And Stewie's really been able to find the first onto Voltage. So not much going their way right now. Stewie just sort of being given free reign over here, and Checkers now has Fur to back him up.
Problem is the answer for Dignitas seems to be, or what they kind of switch into, is someone making these kind of individual efforts, right? These playmaking plays of, this time it's Voltage coming through this smoke and trying to just take a duel and win. And there's no one coming through the smoke with them to even potentially trade that. Good frag from Roka. I just said last round he wasn't going to win that fight. He wins it this time, but promptly shut down, can't build upon it. Picking up the bomb, and still it's almost like SK is playing the role of aggressors in this round.
Yeah, they most definitely are. Fur is all the way down here in mid, just holding down the angle up close, and A2Z has to be prepared for this. I'm not sure he will be. Now, timing might allow the fight to kill. Fur just starts to creep forward, but no, Fur's able to find it. coldzera wins out his fight as well over towards B. 10-1, SK they're feeling pretty good about this one. You know, why wouldn't they be? I think they can afford to buy now to the very end of the game, even if they lose the next 3 rounds.
Yeah, they should be fine, no matter what happens. And I mean, this is the tough part. Is what, like, Dignitas hasn't had enough success anywhere to really go back to say this is what works. Fallen with an opening pick with the AWP. That's in A main. Or excuse me, that's on the boost. And again, Dignitas just losing players early on in these rounds forces their hand into this hit. This is the only place they have left. They have no map control, no presence anywhere else. They've just got to go for this. Waiting for the smoke to clear. Stewie could be in a tough spot, but he's waiting for a flash from his teammate. They come through at him. He has the bomb now, and he disappears into the smoke and comes back out the other side. 2 kills for him, and he's got all the information. He's got the bomb. He's got 2 more players. He's called it out. Here comes Grim, gonna lead the way. Flashbang for coldzera coming in. He turns, he peeks, and he finds the bomb down. Voltage can't do anything in response. And again, it's all too easy for SK. 2 players at 16,000.
Yeah, it's not every day we see that. This is a tricky scenario for Dignitas, to say the least. Put it very, very politely. You're 11-1 down. Nothing's really been working. Where can you go? What can you do?
19 kills on Dignitas total.
That was some quick maths. That was good. I didn't see the kills, so I'm just trusting you. But yeah, that does not really live up to the hype. That's 1.46 kills a round. Use the calculator for that one, Jason.
I know you did.
Tried to do that
I
in the
wasn't
head.
going to call you out on it.
Well, you know, I figured honesty is the best policy after all. Now, aggression from Fur has netted them a lot of information over here and towards main. SK, I mean, they're just allowed to take any other area of the map they want right now. Like, they're winning their fights. Dignitas don't really have a leg to stand on in that regard. So much information already goes the way of SK. But this time, Roka's able to open up on a coldzera. That's a bit different from what we've seen. Although Fallen is very, very quick to return. Stewie gets caught out in the open. And now this round gets a bit more interesting. Roka's started to find his footing. He's in with his second. They're going to go ahead and incendiary Fallen out from heaven. He has to go ahead and hop down. There's still Voltage hanging around in mid as well, so we can find Fur if Fur looks to loop back round. Fallen's gone through the smoke, and no one was keeping an eye on it. That flash is good. Fallen going to miss the shot. Goes back, doesn't miss it the second time around. Roka will get dealt with, but Voltage on this flank, he can shut this whole round down. Gets one. Oh, that's it. Just one. Bolt's able to trade. This round's back and forth, but it is just Fur 1v2. Half the timer left. Sneaking into the site. A2Z is going to go down, but Mitch is able to trade, and I was getting very, very worried there. But Dignitas, they managed to hold on. They find themselves a second round.
Well, I think if Fallen maybe hits that first peak, the shot on that first peak with the flashbang, he might have just might have been able to turn that round in their favor, but just a slight miss in a tough situation. 11-2. Dignitas that round get the opening kill. They don't lose a player early on. Able to convert. Roka giving Stewie a taste of his own medicine coming through the smoke like that. Here comes the boost from Grim, AK-47 in hand. coldzera, or excuse me, Fallen with the op, finds that pick. There's one more player on the highway box. Roka is trying to crouch beneath the crosshair. But Fur is going to find it. 5-on-3. This time, no success for Dignitas, and even Fallen just building upon it. This round's already over. Dignitas not able to string them together. Molotov nades in the choke points towards the door. Voltage still staying back into the choke point into main. It's not going to matter as Fallen picks him off, and all that's left is for A2Z to go down.
And that's all for Dignitas. They get reset. You know, that is...
I'm so scared to see the ADR values of Dignitas at halftime. I'm so afraid.
Well, this is really getting kicked while you're down, getting reset into the last round of the half. Just...
How many players do you think are below 50 ADR? On Dignitas.
I'm gonna say 4.
4 players below 50?
Yeah.
Surely not.
I think Roka... Actually, no. I'm gonna say 3.
Okay, 3. Ooh, you hate to see that. Perfectly timed flashbang. Stewie still gets one and a dink on another, and Coldzera is going to be there to help him out. Takes out Mitch up on top of the catwalk, and the flank is already here due to the mid-control of SK. It's just Roka. 1 versus 3, and he can go nowhere. Fallen having a good time playing SWAT. Oh, that's a nice shot with the CZ, and almost made it work, but not going to happen. 2-13 is the score at half in the favor of SK. Here come the stats, Harry.
I'm excited. Was I right? You know, the suspense is killing me. This is where we don't get the graphic, and neither of us ever know. But still, it was a good half from SK. They're feeling good at the end of this one. 13-2. A pissed around win for them here means that Dignitas are force buying till the bitter end of this game. There are a few nice moments though from Roka. That last round was good. I do think he's kind of the guy who shows a lot of promise since moving in. He's always comes across to me as being quite eager to prove himself. Like he's been on teams but never had that shot of you know, well, never actually showed us at least that he's got the skill. There's definitely potential there. Let's see.
Would have been 4. You would have been right.
Damn, you made me doubt myself, Jason.
You were more confident about Dignitas winning a map than you were about that guess. How does that make you feel?
Well,
not good?
Let me tell you, right? This is the heartbreaking thing.
Okay.
Let's let this piss around play out. Let's just see who wins. That's a nice find from Voltage. Ooh, even nicer find from Grim. Roka's going to go to get one more. SK, they're sent back into the depths in this round at least. Fallen and Fur, the last 2 remaining. Oh, mate, that's just Fallen. Now, he's had a very, very good couple of games as of late. He's been one of the players constantly at the top of the board for SK. Even if you think back historically, he's been, you know, the one kind of consistent guy even during their problems. Now, 1v4, that's going to be tricky, but not impossible. Dignitas know it. They're not out of the woods just yet.
I don't want to say easy, but it's definitely doable. 2 players at such low HP. If he finds this kill under Roka, oh, I think he's just taking too much damage there. That's unfortunate. Roka still peaking despite it. 3 kills in the pistol for him, and he keeps Dignitas on life support.
Yeah, and the thing I was going to say was the score predicting Octopus. He had a no, just listen, because this was genuine.
Why have we gone back to this?
This was interesting. That's why I'm saying it. He was correct with football scores 85% of the time. That's like higher than Halvel. And Halvel makes pretty reserved predictions, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start talking about that before ESL replace us all
with an octopus.
With octopies. Okay. Is that the plural?
I think it's octopus.
Just okay.
I know it might be octopus. I don't know.
No,
why have you gotten me involved in this conversation? Jesus Christ. Investment from SK. They've got Deagles. And a scout on Fallen. Spread across the map. So yeah, this will be a slower paced round for SK as they try and get some kind of damage, some kind of pick with the Deagles. Roka's going to open up onto Stewie over towards the door. Still danger though. It's always incredible what just 1 kill from the Deagle can do. If you just get 1 lucky shot and it thins out the defense, takes away a critical part of it. What that can do. I believe that's for the highway box. Ooh, some damage done to A2Z, just narrowly missing an opportunity for more damage. And over to the A-bomb site we go. Dignitas has 3 players here, which is worrying for SK. Also, no smoke. They've just got 2 flashbangs to get them in. And around 30 seconds on the clock. One has been spotted at Forklift. Fallen trying to hold him in. Oh, there's a great shot. Roka just exposes far too much of himself, and now even A2Z inside that site spamming through the door. 15 seconds. Flashbang is perfect. They're both so incredibly blind, but no one's turning into the bomb site quick enough. They've got to get these kills, and they're not coming out. Grim and A2Z combined for 2. 1 more to find, and Bolts can't handle it. It's just down to Fallen. The no-scope would have been a miracle. Dignitas continue to try and come back into this 4-13.
Yeah, no money left for SK. A chance for Dignitas to find a 5th. So they've at least won up their scoreline from Inferno. And there's still the chance for them to do that much more. They had a good CT side, if I recall, versus Cloud9. This was one of the things that actually drove it home for them. You know, I mean, overconfidence is something that can cause its fair share of problems. Let's hope SK don't subscribe to that. But they don't seem like a team that let themselves get too carried away. Fallen's over here in mid. Got the rest of the gang with him. They're creeping on out, and Dignitas are going very, very reserved on this mid aggression. They have got one man there, A2Z, but he's just hiding in the corner of connector, or Z rather. So Fallen going to keep creeping up. He's going to go undetected. And actually, A2Z, if he rotates off, this could be slightly problematic. You imagine he's going to go up to truck maybe to try and help out, but no, he just keeps watching, and now Fallen's in a forward position up here through mid. That's going to leave Roka having to keep check this angle, knowing that A2Z doesn't actually have a handle on it. Grim gets spied, Grim gets dropped, and now it all falls to Roka. He's been tagged low, he gets finished off as well. Fallen in the forward position, drops 2, and now suddenly A2Z comes rotating in, and he's going to fall as well. Fallen's got 3! What on earth is going on in this round? The bomb's going to go down. SK, they are laughing. They had Glocks and PT-50s into this round, Jason. And Fallen's done it all. 3 massive kills has left, just Voltage and Mitch left. I'm not even sure they can go for this.
Have you ever seen anything like it? 3 P250 kills. They're still not out of the woods just yet. There's a kit on Mitch. 2 on 3, and they have superior weapons. They don't have any armor on the SK side, but it doesn't matter. There's too many players, too many different angles. I almost thought Fallen was going to get that last one, but what a hero. An upset for SK, and Fallen with the triple kill. He opens up everything. First, second, and third kills. These are just frags that should not happen. I'm not sure how exactly Dignitas let these all slip away. Everyone taking a fight, saying surely we can outduel a P250 at this range, and Fallen, as you said, laughing all the way to the bank. 14-4. SK's got the rifles now.
And I mean, that is salt in the wound. Dignitas, they should have been able to find a 5th there. There is no excuse for that round going down the way it was. They've lost Voltage over here in mid. And just like that, Mitch is the only man inside of B. There are 3 players up on A. SK just go peeking into that. Now, Roka's been allowed to get 1.
Yeah, unfortunate. Awkward timing on the flash from the defenders at that A bomb site. And Roka going to try and get that AK-47. Got to get away. No one peeked mid while all this was going down. Still fine if you're SK. Still plenty of time on the clock. Still 2 Molotovs. Grim and A2Z playing inside the A bomb site at the moment. Feeling a little bit claustrophobic because there's no presence in mid from Dignitas, so... Let's see how this hit comes in with coldzera. If he ever wants to pick up the pace and hustle up towards highway. Mitch is rotating over, and Roka is pushing out of the B bomb site, so he's got all the information. They know exactly what's coming. Can they stop it, though? Not a whole lot to play with. A CZ and a UMP inside the site. SK taking their time. First kill from coldzera. That's the nearest backup, and they all get decimated. It's just Roka who's continuing that flank, but there's no chance of it being successful this time. SK Gaming is going to be on map point.
15-4. It looks to be the same scoreline potentially as what we saw over on Inferno. For Dignitas, it is a bit of a kick in the old gut, but I don't think they came into this expecting to win. This was a game for experience. And, you know, sometimes the best way to learn is to just get wrecked.
The only thing I can really take from this game, Harry...
Okay, yeah.
The kind of prediction that you brought out is the kind that leaves you with some egg on your face. So you're not the walrus, you're the Eggman. Now, say coo-coo-ca-choo.
See... I have the mindset of a, I'm not even going to continue that point. We're just going to gloss right over it. 15-4 SK. They're
good recovery.
They're close to winning this one out. 11 rounds between them and Team Dignitas, but it's been fairly night and day between the two. Spray through from coldzera. Already Voltage has been tagged down low as well. Grim's going to get found off the bat. Mitch team kills. He's wanting to get this over almost as quick as SK are.
Oh, it's so sloppy.
Roka's at least able to get 1 back in mid. He's fighting to try and keep not only Dignitas in this game, but Dignitas together with how things are looking. And it's just him left. He's able to get 1, but that's it. SK, they win out 16-4. Same as what we saw over on Inferno.
It was close, Harry. If you combine both of the map scores for Team Dignitas and then double it, you would have gotten a prediction correct.
There we go. I mean, yeah, some mental gymnastics required, but yeah, I'm right.
Right in the sense that you're very wrong. That is exactly the sentiment I think you're trying to get at, Harry. Don't worry, you'll have another chance to predict wrong in a second. We'll get back to you guys. But with
Have
that,
a good time,
of course,
Trace.
yeah, thanks, man. Hey, see you around. SK Gaming, you knew that these guys were going to come out here and pulverize. That's just honest to God the way it was. And if that wasn't enough, it's Bolts' 21st birthday. So naturally, he's going to come out of the gate just trying to get it.
What a team captain Fallen is, you know, just making sure that Balls, you don't necessarily have to do all that much. Let me take care of things. I'm just going to use the P250, basically turn the game on its head, even though, well, we're already up by God knows how many rounds. But, you know, I'm going to do all the heavy lifting today. You just sit back, relax, have fun, and after the game, we'll have some cake. It's pretty much how it went.
Sounds really nice.
It is a nice birthday, right? You get to celebrate with your friends and, you know, close ones, and obviously win some CS as well. That's 6 important points.
As long as they stay away from looking at the standings, then I think he's going to have a good birthday.
Yeah, no, that is actually true. Because even though they win a 2-0 here versus Dignitas, it's kind of negated by the fact that Renegades won their maps as well. And now, I think the biggest match of the night in that sense for SK is actually the game that's coming up after this, Optic versus Luminosity.
Optic Luminosity, what about that? How about some numbers, though? Let's try to just illustrate this one even further, as if, well, gee, I don't know, the beating wasn't enough. We need to throw some numbers into this bad boy. Looking at the SK Gaming lineup, 126 ADR, 125, 89, and then there's the other two. But the truth is, it didn't matter. They didn't even need all these guys firing on all cylinders to just come out here and show a force over Team Dignitas.
You have 4 guys on Team Dignitas with below 10 kills. You have 4 guys from Team Dignitas with below 55 ADR. That is just, you know, without being disrespectful, it's just in another league right now. Dignitas are in Pro League and they deserve the spot, but they also gotta admit to this point, you know, we're not ready yet. And that gotta be the storyline for them. You know, Roka putting in some numbers doesn't really matter. It was Grim last time, now it's Roka today. Great to see him, obviously playing well, but it doesn't really mean anything for or shouldn't mean anything for a guy like him. You know, you play to win with your team, you don't play to look good yourself. So things as, you know, it's just gotta be the storyline over and over again, whereas like you're not.
You have to just every loss is still a potential win in the sense that you could be doing better than you did the last time you got mauled.
Exactly.
So
the problem is it's very inconsistent. It's like going up against Cloud9, you know, actually having a decent chance of winning a map. You look to yourself and you question yourself, you know, see, okay, this was actually progress. We saw them play well, we saw them play organized Counter-Strike, and they should have won against Cloud9 on a map like Cash, and then you see them today play against SK. Obviously the big dogs in this scenario, but still they go in, they show nothing. It's 16-4, it's a complete smash out, and it makes you question, you know, whatever, it's too soon for them to be in Pro League. And I think the conclusion must be, you know, it is.
And understandably. I guess. But that's just the way the wild west of Counter-Strike Global Offensive works. But we do have a little treat for you at home. If you're just joining us, you want to learn something, I've got a little treat for you about opping and falling back appropriately. Let's check it out.
Hey Future Pros! Today we'll be looking into a technique that'll help you with your CT AWPing. The technique is fairly simple. It allows you to take a shot, then safely reposition for a follow-up angle. One of the easiest ways to lose your AWP is to get rushed down by multiple opponents.